Okay, guys, welcome back. This is going to be our first podcast for our ecology unit and our last unit of the year. Woohoo! Okay, so let's start with a basic question. What is ecology? All right, ecology is going to be made up of the organisms and their environment. So the whole idea of the organisms living in their environment and how they live in their environment.
Okay, what is ecology? It's the study of interactions that take place between organisms and the environment they live in, just like Ms. Shackleton was saying. It also explains how the living organisms affect each other in the world that they live in.
Okay, so then we've got two more terms, habitat and niche, okay? Niche, everybody says it differently. Habitat is the place a plant or an animal lives, and then the niche is an organism's total way of life. So, kind of the analogy that you hear a lot is habitat would be like your house. Niche is more like your occupation.
Okay, the non-living environment, we refer to these as abiotic factors. These are the non-living parts of an organism's environment. Some different examples include air currents, temperature, moisture, light, and soil. They do affect an organism's life, so that's why these are important.
The living environment, specifically living, would be called biotic factors. All the living organisms that inhabit an environment. All the organisms depend on others directly or indirectly for food, shelter, reproduction, or protection. So this is just talking about how everything kind of interacts within an environment.
Okay, would this be abiotic or biotic?
I'm going to say biotic.
Good job.
Abiotic or biotic?
I say abiotic.
Correct.
Abiotic or biotic?
I'm going to say abiotic.
Good job.
And abiotic or biotic?
I'm going to have to go with biotic.
Very good. Okay, so let's talk about the levels of organization in an ecosystem. What are the simplest levels? We've already talked about this a little bit in our animal unit. Okay, so you guys should be familiar with this already. The order of levels of organization from simplest to most complex is going to be atom, molecule, organelle, cell, tissue, organ, and system, or organ system. And then it's just showing you over here on the side how it goes from the atom all the way down to an organism, this little baby.
Alright guys, and these are levels of organization for the ecology standpoint. Ecologists have organized the interactions an organism takes part in into different levels according to its complexity.
So the first level of organization is going to be the organism, okay? It's an individual living thing that is made of cells, uses energy, reproduces, responds, grows, and develops. So this can be any type of organism that you can think of. They're showing you a zebra, but this can be all the way down to a living plant.
Okay, the second level of organization is a population. Now this is a group of organisms, and you'll notice as we go through these, they're going to be made up of the level above it. So these are a group of organisms. They're all of the same species, so therefore they can interbreed and live in the same place at the same time.
Okay, the third level of organization is going to be called a biological community. This is going to be all of the populations of different species that live in the same place at the same time. You'll notice down here in this picture, there is more than one species in the picture, and it's showing that they live and interact in the same environment.
Okay, our fourth level is going to be our ecosystem. These are populations of plants and animals that interact with each other in a given area with the abiotic components of that area. Remember, abiotic components are the ones that are non-living. So this is the interaction between biotic and abiotic, which is living and non-living. So this can be terrestrial, meaning on land, or aquatic, which is in water.
Okay, and then our fifth level of organization is the biosphere, which is the portion of the earth that supports life. So the entire portion of the earth that supports life is considered the biosphere.
All right, in the biosphere, this is where life is found in air, on land, and in fresh and salt water. Okay, and again, the biosphere is the portion of the earth that supports all living things.
Okay, so here's Simba. What level of organization would he be?
Organism.
He'd be an organism. What level of organization? This is showing all of the different species that live in that same area.
to say community.
That would be community. And then here is Simba with his mom. So what level of organization would that be?
Since it's one type of species, I'd have to say population.
I would have to say that's correct. All right, guys, these were just a couple of fun examples to get you practicing recognizing the different levels of organization. This is just your introduction to ecology. And just as a reminder, in this unit, ecology is a lot of vocabulary. So this is going to be a great unit to really keep note cards as you go along to kind of help you practice leading up to the test. Okay, so we'll see you in the next podcast.